Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I hope you all are doing well, and I am excited for tonight's video. It's something different I've never done before. I'm just going to be reading some cool facts. I thought I would do a video, not like having stuff and just kind of rambling and talking about trivia and facts and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you can't hear some external noise. I'm also going to try and remember to hold the mic closer for this video because I don't have to hold anything else, but I have my vent fan on, and my computer was like overheating and making a lot of noise, so I wanted to wait, and I think it's calmed down, so hopefully it doesn't give us issues and get too loud again. But I apologize if it does. So for tonight's video, I could probably just do this. For tonight's video, I am gonna be discussing some film and movie and cinema trivia or facts, interesting things that you may not know. I literally just did a Google search and found a Reddit thread for movies. So this is Reddit. I don't know if these are all true, but maybe they'll be fun to read through and see. I have not read them ahead of time. I'm just gonna scroll and just stop randomly and find ones. And if you have any facts you want to offer or debunk any of these, definitely let us know in the comments below. And as always, leave suggestions in the comments below of future videos you want to see. And just let me know how you're doing. So yeah, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, let's just get started. So let's see. The first one that comes up says, in the 2002 Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker is seen coming to the help of his love interest, Mary Jane, after she slips inside their school cafeteria. Her lunch goes flying into the air, but Peter, aka Spider-Man, manages to swoop in, stop her fall, and catch all of her lunch items using her tray. This scene wasn't made using CGI, nor was it stapled together from different takes. Visual effects supervisor John DeCostra can be heard saying on the movie's DVD commentary, "This next gag here where he catches all this stuff, Maguire actually did that. Pretty good. Take 156. I do know the scene in question, and that's pretty cool. If it was done without using CGI, I think I did see that somewhere. Excuse me. It is later at night, so excuse my yawning. I'm making myself tired, I guess. Let's see. In Goonies, Data talks about a giant octopus, and it was never shown in the movie. It turns out the original film for theaters when it came out had a scene with a giant octopus. And then someone also commented, also, the kid who played Chunk, quit acting but went on to be a successful entertainment lawyer. When Qui-Gon was thinking about getting back in the game, he called up his old buddy Jeff, who negotiated a contract for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Chunk is Data's lawyer. Guys, don't hate me. I've never seen the Goonies. I know it's probably a cult classic, but it was before my time, so sorry. Is it something I need to watch? Let me know. No, oh, okay, this one's about Nosferatu, the 1922 version. It says, Nosferatu 1922 was supposed to have all of its copies destroyed because it didn't have permission to use the story of Bram Stoker's Dracula. We are quite lucky that a few copies survived. Speaking of Dracula, the 1931 version was supposed to be a silent film. The audio track came in late in production, and they mostly thought it was just a marketing gimmick. I'll tell you, I feel like a lot of things in Hollywood, that are accidents or mistakes, they play off as like a marketing ploy, or like it was supposed to happen, and that's just a great rule of life. Like, if you make a mistake, play it off like it was supposed to happen. This is just like a fast facts, just bulleted list. Let's go through some of these. Clint Eastwood is allergic to horses. Clint Eastwood also wore the same unwashed poncho in all 3 spaghetti westerns. That's crazy. I did watch, excuse me. I did watch his 3 spaghetti westerns for a film class I took in college. Keanu Reeves demanded no fee for the Matrix movies and instead took a percentage of box office receipts, which was a very wise decision. Shelley Duvall as Wendy was made to do the stare baseball bat scene 127 times in The Shining. This one's a little creepy. Nightmare on Elm Street is inspired by true events. I did not know that. Stephen King hated Kubrick's The Shining. I did know that. This one is a good one too. I did know. I feel like this is very popular. Michael Myers' mask is a cheap William Shatner mask in Halloween. Robert De Niro took a job as a cab driver in New York to prepare for Taxi Driver. That makes sense. Let's see what else. For the movie Aliens, Paul Reiser's character Burke was so hated that when Paul appeared at the movie's premiere, his sister walked right up to him and hit him, and when Burke's character is killed off, the only thing his mom had to say was good. Dang. That goes to show that you're doing a good job with your acting skills. Oh, this one I did here. One I can't help but point out anytime I'm watching Lord of the Rings: Two Towers is Viggo Mortensen broke his foot in the scene where they think the hobbits have been killed. His scream after kicking the helmet was him actually in pain but managing to stay in character. Early Pixar was bonkers. In Monsters, Inc., they had the undersides of chairs fully rendered, textured, etc. on par with anything we actually saw in frame. That's like, sometimes you read these Pixar and animation facts and it's just so wild. All the work and dedication and detail that goes into them. This one is so interesting. M. Night Shyamalan wrote the screenplay for 1999's Stuart Little. What else do we have? In Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the 3 main heroes were named after George Lucas's dog, Indiana, Steven Spielberg's dog, Willie, and screenwriters Gloria Katz and Willard Hayek's dog, Short Round. There's double humor in the scene in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade when Henry Jones Sr., Sean Connery, mocks Indy when he learns his son Henry Jones Jr., Harrison Ford, has been using the family dog's name Indiana as his own because the character really is named after the Lucas family dog. That's cute. Ooh, this one's interesting. This one's about Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews originated the role of Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady on Broadway. However, she was not even considered for the role for the movie version, but it worked out because Andrews won the Oscar for Best Actress for Mary Poppins. Audrey Hepburn was not nominated for her role in My Fair Lady. Another random tidbit is apparently the most expensive scene to film in Wizard of Oz ended up getting cut from the final version, but it gives no other context, so we'll take that one with a grain of salt. Alright, let's go to another. This one is 27 bizarre and shocking movie facts that sound fake but are 100% true from BuzzFeed. Let's look at this list. Oh, this one's interesting. In It Chapter 2, a record 5,000 gallons of fake blood, the most for any movie ever, were used to shoot the iconic bathroom scene. To get the shot just right, Jessica Chastain basically had to bathe in a kiddie pool of fake blood, which she said was freezing. Oh, yikes. That does not sound fun. Megan Mullally was fired from her role in Finding Nemo for refusing to do her high-pitched Karen Walker voice from Will and Grace. Interesting. According to Mullally, the studio originally agreed that she could do whatever voice she wanted for the undisclosed character, but as time went on, they kept requesting the one she used for Will and Grace. She refused, so they fired her. In Singing in the Rain, Gene Kelly insulted Debbie Reynolds' acting so much that she once hid from everyone under a piano crying. Reynolds only had a few months to learn that what Gene Kelly had been doing his whole life, yet he came to rehearsals and criticized everything I did and never gave me a word of encouragement. She also worked so hard that her feet literally started bleeding. One day she had enough and hid under a piano on the studio lot crying, and Fred Astaire found her. He started working with her on the dance routines. I watched in awe as Fred worked on his routines to the point of frustration and anger. I realized that if it was hard for Fred Astaire, dancing was hard for everyone. Oh, may she rest in peace. I love Debbie Reynolds. In Crazy Rich Asians, I love that movie, Henry Golding almost turned down the main role because he thought it called for a legitimate actor, and that just wasn't him. Golding was a travel host for 7 years. Crazy Rich Asians was going to be his first movie ever, so when they offered him the chance to audition, he thought he wasn't good enough, saying, "Oh my god, I've heard of this, but it's for someone else who's a legitimate actor that the studio is going to gamble on." How funny. In The Incredibles 2, Frozone's wife, Honey, was set to finally make an appearance, but they unfortunately cut her scene for 2 key reasons. According to writer-director Brad Bird, the scene with Honey, which would have occurred in the opening fight sequence, was removed because 1, we felt like we stayed away from the big action scene too long and that we were killing the momentum we were gaining by having the big action scene. And 2, we decided the off-camera-ness of it is part of the joke, and then Honey can kind of be anyone you imagine her to be. That's interesting. In Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer literally had to be vacuum sealed into her Catwoman costume, which made it very difficult to move and breathe. She described the process as one of the most uncomfortable things she's ever done. They had to powder me down, help me inside, and then vacuum pack the suit. They'd paint it with a silicone base finish to give it a trademark shine. I had those claws, and I was always catching them in things. The face mask was smashing my face and choking me. Ugh. Oh, this one I didn't know. In Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Cher was basically forced to be in the sequel by the head of Universal Pictures. Cher recalled the event saying, "I've never planned a single thing in my entire life. It's like this ABBA album. I did the film, I didn't ask to do it. My friend Ronnie Meyer called and said, 'You're doing Mamma Mia,' and hung up." In Hocus Pocus, this is pretty timely for October. The main role of Max almost went to Leonardo DiCaprio, but he backed out to film 2 other movies. The role ultimately went to Omri Katz. Director Kenny Ortega talked about Leo's audition, saying he's just the most sincere and most centered and a wild child at the same time. He was feeling awkward and was like, "I just feel really bad being here because I'm up for 2 other movies and I really want them both and I don't want to lead you on." DiCaprio ended up booking both of those films, This Boy's Life and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, resulting in his first Oscar nomination. I think it worked out for everyone involved. Flynn Rider's appearance for Tangled was designed during a hot guy meeting where women from the studio picked out their favorite physical attributes from pictures of Hollywood's leading men. Director Nathan Grano and Brian Howard described the whole process, saying, "When we were designing the character, we were trying to get the look down. So one of the things we did was bring a lot of the females in from the building. We wanted this guy to be really, really handsome. So we put up photos all over the walls of the most handsome men in all of Hollywood history and sort of picked out which features sort of worked best. We just listened and let the women have at it. In the end, we put all this stuff together, so he's this very handsome fellow." And he is indeed. This one is crazy, and I've seen this before. In Candyman, Tony Todd had to fill his mouth with real bees during that trademark scene, and he got stung 27 times because of it. Todd wore a mouthguard to keep the bees from crawling down the back of his throat. He also was sprayed with pheromone of a queen bee to try and keep all the honeybees on set happy. That's insane. This one is about Cleopatra, one of the most expensive movies to ever be made. It had an original budget of $5 million, but after 2 years, the film still wasn't finished, and more money kept being put into it, totaling over $370 million by today's standards. The movie almost bankrupted 20th Century Fox. Filming began in September of 1960, but 2 years later the film was not yet finished, and Fox executive Daryl F. Zanuck said the cost was $35 million, though Variety later estimated that the true figure was closer to $44 million. In Home Alone, the picture of Buzz's girlfriend was actually a picture of the art director's son wearing a wig. That's actually good to know, because he literally says, like, woof to Buzz, your girlfriend, in that scene. So, that's good. They decided it would be unkind to put a girl in that role of just being funny looking. The art director had a son who was more than willing to volunteer for the part. Oh. Let's see. Okay, this is the last one. Tiffany Haddish turned down Jordan Peele's offer to audition for Get Out because she refuses to be in scary movies. Tiffany Haddish had worked with the writer-director before, so he sent her the script and asked her to audition for the movie. Her response was pretty simple. "I don't do scary movies. I don't do that. You know that's demonized kind of stuff, I don't let that in my house. Interesting. Oh, there's one more. Okay. This is the last one. In Die Hard, Bruce Willis's role was actually offered to 73-year-old Frank Sinatra first. Sinatra was contractually obligated to get first dibs because he starred in the film's prequel in 1968. In 1968, Frank Sinatra starred in a movie called The Detective, which was based on a book. Over a decade later, a sequel to that book was published. That new book was the inspiration for the 88 movie Die Hard, which technically made it a sequel to Sinatra's movie. Because Sinatra starred in that first movie, he was contractually obligated to get first dibs. He was 73 at the time, so he graciously turned down the role, which ended up going to Bruce Willis. That's so sweet, and you can't imagine it being anyone other than Bruce Willis. Well, those were all of our entertainment film facts. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope maybe you learned something. Maybe we can take these for what they're worth. Don't know if they're that true, but some of them are just fun to read and then theorize about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.